Okay, but it is weird. It has some of course, the title is weird. What does this F means? And the code is weird because it uses this function cut with additional t and additional t as an argument, which just checks in some kind of Taylor recursive way for a palindrome that is starting at some point, right? Okay, so if t is a string, you just check whether it is a palindrome. If it is, then you return it, and if it isn't, then you return, yes, the same function of the string without the last character. So if you have some kind of this string, you check whether this is a palindrome. No, it isn't. Then you check this one, and it isn't a palindrome. Then you check this one, and it is a palindrome, so you return it. So it gives you the longest palindrome starting at some point. We have talked about this in the last video code review, where people are usually paranoid about those maps or filters or something like this, zip in Python 3 when it returns an iterator, but and then they want to wrap it in a list so they can use, for example, maximum. But of course, maximum knows about all the iterators, and it is one pass, so you don't have to wrap it in a list. You just write k is a map of cut with respect to something, and this something is also, it is a list comprehension, but it doesn't have to be. You can just say, you can use ordinary parentheses to get a generator for I in blah blah blah, and then you return max of k with the keys line, and it works. But of course, there is one more thing that's weird here. You don't even need map, because this is a generator. When you're mapping over a generator, you can just put your function in there. You can just say cut off, right? Map has its uses, but when you have a concrete sequence or an iterator which has a concrete name, I don't know, some iterator, and then you want to map some function over it, then you use map. But if this some iterator is already a generator expression, then you can just put it inside the generator expression, and it will work fine, and it will be probably easier to read. Yes, those are the usual problems with those, let's say, functional or imitating functional features in Python. When you use map or filter or lambdas or things like this, people usually don't understand that such things must be used with moderation. Python has better tools for many situations. Of course, it has also map and filter and lambda, but those are not as universal tools as they are in, for example, Lisp or some modern functional language. So you can use them, but not they are not the silver bullet. Okay, so this is really not this F is probably from functional programming or something like this. This is also this function cut is tail recursive, and probably in some languages where the language itself does the tail call optimization, it is a nice way to write it, but not in Python. In Python you just write your loops or write your functions directly. So for example, in this case is it does the same thing. It is a bit longer, but it is very explicit about what it does. It just loops until it finds Of course, it is not really an infinite loop. This is not even, if you write it this way, this is not even longer than this one, and it is easier to read, and it uses a lot less memory, because there is only one t, which gets changed every time. And in this solution, you construct the stack frame, you call another function every time when you loop, and it is not nice to the memory. Of course, as I say, there are languages that have tail call optimization, which explicitly allow you to write these things, and they don't really recursively call. They just re-execute the same stack frame with a different contents in this variable. But Python is not one of these languages, and while Guido is BDFL, it will not be. Guido has said many times that Python doesn't have tail call optimizations, and it is a feature. It means easier debugging, because every function call really results in a stack frame, and you can inspect variables in each of them separately. If Python did tail call optimization, it would kind of be a cheating, because what is executed is not what people have written. Okay.